Yeah.
Thanks for listening to the AZ Wildcats podcast. I am your host, Mike Luke, joined by Mr. Jason Shear. We have Shane Diefenbach behind the scenes. Could Shane Diefenbach possibly be backing the A at some point? We will talk about that at the end of the show. There is a real possibility if we can make it happen. Shear, we're going to talk a lot of Arizona football. We're going to talk, obviously, we'll talk a lot of Colorado, but it is here. No more gossip, no more rumor mongering, none of that. Football is here, Shear, and I expect Arizona to beat the snot out of New Mexico, and I'm going to tell you how it's going to happen.
I'm so pumped, man. I don't know what it is about this season, but I'm super excited to get everything started. And yeah, hopefully it starts with a win, or else we're in trouble here.
Yes. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you what I want to see in this game, and everybody on there. I'm quiet. Let's see here. All right. I am already at the stage right now where I know exactly what is going to happen in this game, Shear. I'm going to tell you, and this is what I want. I want 15 pass attempts from Noah Fifita, 13 of 15, 219 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 picks, and over 500 yards on the ground.
Yeah. It's funny. 500 yards on the ground.
No, not from Noah Fifita. From the running back stable.
That's a lot too. I kind of like. It was funny. I was recording my podcast, and you pretty much said what I said. Like, I want to caution people. I don't think Noah's going to put up some crazy line tomorrow because he doesn't need to. They're going to run for 300 yards.
Yes. Now
let's talk about that. Run at will, and Noah's numbers, like you said, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns.
All right, let's talk about that. Let's feed into the beginning of it. We've talked about this before, but we're going to make a clip out of this. I believe that Arizona's running game is going to be every bit as good as last year's team, and we're going to break it down why. Here, listen, Jonah. We're not going to do the Shear thing where Shear says everyone sucks when they leave. We all know Jonah Coleman is good. He's good, but I think Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt is going to merit consideration for being an even better running back than him. First merit mention of the day. Shear, let's talk about that breakdown first, and then let's go into the other ones. Am I being silly?
No, I've said I don't even know why it's a hot take. Like, Arizona, like, Ja'Cory's really good. Jonah Coleman's good. Don't get me wrong. Like, there's not much separation between the two, if any. I don't think there's any. You know what's interesting is when you bring up Ja'Cory to the coaches and to like Noah's face lights up. It's not fake either. He's like, oh, like this dude's different. Like Ja'Cory's really good.
Yeah, I told you about it. A person that is responsible for implementing plays against him told me, said, that dude's going to be in the NFL next year. And you've seen NFL running backs. Now, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, we've already merited that. Now, let's talk about Quali Conley. Listen, Michael Wiley is very, very good. We like Michael Wiley a great deal on this show. But all I'm saying is this when it comes to Quali Conley, and I think people are sleeping on him a little bit here. Again, this dude went for over 2,000 yards in his last 2 seasons at San Jose State, over 7 yards a pop, knows how to get in the end zone, had some of his best games against good teams. Quali Conley might not ever run a 4.1 40, but at the same time, he's very, very good, Shear. This is true.
Yeah, I think Quali's actually pretty similar to Wiley. I think he might be a better true running back than Wiley was, but they both catch out of the backfield. They're both solid blockers. I think a lot of times we have a tendency to go, oh, this guy came from San Jose State. How good can he be? He's good. We saw him in practice, and it took us like 2 practices to realize he was at San Jose State, but he absolutely could have gotten carries on Arizona last year.
Oh, by the way, let's see here. Who says this? Fit for Expedition, one of our favorite people, says, are we going to give him his merit badge if he does well on Saturday? I think that would merit a merit badge, would it not?
Dude, we should make like a graphic where it's like
Yeah.
Jacory's merit badge, and if he plays well, we give him the merit badge after the game.
Shane is a big wig at PHNX now behind the scenes. Shane, would you be able to write that down as a reminder? I'd like to do something like that, the merit badge each game. Thank you very much, Shane. We will get back to Shane, but we rely on Shane a great deal on this program. Okay, now at running back, fam, Rayshon Speedy Luke. We talked about this pretty much all off season about maybe play him 5 games and redshirt him. I don't think he's going to redshirt here. He's going to play, and we'll see.
I get the vibe he's not redshirting either. It's going to be really interesting how they use that, because like Riscano is really good too. Speedy is the kick returner. It is very clear. Now the question is, do they use him a lot against New Mexico and use him a lot against NAU and then keep him out versus Kansas State and kind of see if they can redshirt him while still playing his 4 games or whatever? That's going to be the key. Very curious. He's one of my guys. Very curious to see how many touches he gets tomorrow.
How many touches do you think he merits?
10 to 12 tomorrow.
Telling you, man, that's all I want. Every single game, it doesn't matter how. I need 8 to 12. That's where I'm at. Every single
Are we
game.
Including kickoff returns?
If he returns, catch none. The fair catch doesn't mean anything for me. I need 8. Yeah. I need 8 to 12 where he's actively trying to get into the end zone. I think that's fair.
So let's say he gets like 5 carries tomorrow, 3 receptions, and like 5 kickoff returns.
Oh, totally. That's what I'd like to see for the entire season, to be honest with you. Something like that. But again, one thing that I really hope Brent Brennan does that Jed Fish up in SRS did not do is have players that want to return kicks. Have players that get the ball and you're like, go that way. No fair catches. No Anthony Simpsons. We don't need any of that.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because like Zoe said that he expects Rayshon Luke to be the best kick returner in the Big 12. Well, in order to do that, you need to return kicks.
Yes. It's really that simple. Now, Gringo Billy says, I saw a headline that went, Miami tight end gets 9th season after hardship. Ben White sent us this a little while back, and we were going to talk about this a little bit later on. Ben wanted us to give a shout out to some of the tight ends on the roster.
Got a good eye for tight ends, man.
He does. Yes. Now let's talk about, he was the one that called Tanner McLaughlin before anybody. So we got to give Ben White credit on this show. Now, Kedrick Risano, all right. Whatever. Portland Timbers will definitely correct me on that. Listen, if that's your 4th string back, you're in really, really good shape. And that's why, again, I think this running back stable is every bit as good as last year's Sheer. And I think there's a dynamic possibilities to it. It's a very appetizing group back there.
Yeah, Riscano's good. I don't know with Zoe. Like, I don't know how they're going to divide the carries, but like, he's good. Like, he's really good. He's good enough to get carries on this roster. He was pretty equal with Speedy during camp. Like, it's going to be interesting. Jacory to me is number 1. Quali's 1B. Let's just call him 1B. And then after that, I don't know.
Yeah. But either way, again, that's all. We are very protective of Fam on this show. We need Fam involved in the game. He has done it the right way. We like Fam a great deal. Either way, those are the 4 running backs. And one thing I do think about this staff, too, I don't think, and I could be wrong, but I don't think, and Alonzo Carter might be listening. If you are, hello, coach. But I don't think, as long as Alonzo Carter's here, I don't think Arizona's ever going to struggle to have running backs.
No, never. Their running back room is going to be loaded, and it's not just going to be one guy. What you see is what he likes to do is a power back, well-rounded back, and he designs the room. Like, it's not just going to get a bunch of players.
Okay, now, TJ Van Martyr, great TJ Tua, says, we're going to make fun of Colorado. Trust me, we are going to get to Colorado. They are at the end of the show, though, not at the beginning. Now, let's talk a little bit then about, we've had already questions about Jeremiah Patterson. People are going to, again, it's a crummy team they're playing, I get it. I think people are about to see tomorrow. Like I said, with when it comes to dudes like Patterson, I don't necessarily need the 7 catches for 112 yards and 19 touchdowns. But whatever, you know what I'm saying. But 19 touchdowns. But I think you're going to see when he gets the ball just that explosion. I think that you're going to be very, very impressed by it.
There's football speed and then there's track speed. They're very different. We've seen guys with track speed play at Arizona, and they get on a football field and they can't do anything. Jeremiah Patterson has football speed. I mean, he is fast. Safeties cannot guard him one-on-one. It's going to be real interesting to see the different ways they use them. But I don't think we're really going to get a feel for that tomorrow because there's kind of no reason to empty the bag tomorrow.
All right, we got many greats in here, but none greater than Mr. Kevin Woodman. Noah needs a good nickname. Yes. No, you are right, Kevin. We already have it. When Noah throws a touchdown, it's called Noah's Ark, period. But it's got to be a long touchdown, Noah's Ark. Do you think that has sustainability, Sheer?
You want me to push it and see if I can get it going?
I should message that to Les and be like, hey, Les. Oh, we got to talk about Les later on, though. By the way, we like Les. But that sounded terrible. But either way, Noah's Ark, that's what it is, Mr. Kevin Woodman. By the way, if you guys don't like me, blame the man up there, Mr. Kevin Woodman. He is the one that got me into this industry. If you don't like me, blame him. Forward all your emails to him.
Yeah, it's all Kev's fault.
This is all Uncle Kev's fault. Brian Blackmore in here. Can't wait for tomorrow night. Brian Blackmore, very funny thing on Twitter you noticed yesterday. That was quite good. Okay, now, Jeremiah Patterson, you're about to find out exactly where exactly he lies in the grand scheme of things. Now, also the tight ends. Like I said, we got to give Ben White a lot of credit here because, Ben, like I said, he spotted Tanner McLaughlin a mile away. He said that's going to be the tight end right there. And with this group, Ben was right. He said this was going to be a loaded group, and he's right. This is I think you're going to find out tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, the tight ends, and Ben has a great eye for tight ends. The tight end group is good. Right. Burnett is really good. Obviously, we've talked about him, I think, every show. Miranda's getting overlooked because of Burnett, but I'm telling you, the guy that people should know, Sam Olsen. He's going to be one of these dudes that will have a game this season where it's like Brent, whatever Keithy did on Utah last night, where it's like 4 catches and 3 of them are touchdowns. He's going to have a game like that this year. He's good.
I stole your Thunder Shear. Thunder Shear. Oh man, that sounds awesome. Thunder Shear. I stole your Thunder though with Brian Jeffries, where I said that he's going to have 8 catches for 6 touchdowns this year, and Brian said, "Well, Mike, I'll be sure to give you credit for that." I did not give you any credit, Shear, nor should you get any credit.
I'm going to talk to Brian about this tomorrow.
Yes. Now, again, by the way, Kevin Woodman says, if I'm not mistaken, Mike has worked with Shear longer than me, so any blame credit is no. That was on the print side, Kev. This is on the on-air side. This is all on you, Kevin.
You developed Mike. I keep him steady now, but you created the beat.
The show killer tag. That was Uncle Kev, my friends. Yes. Okay. Now, Kev also responsible for Ben White as well. So again, all right. Now let's talk a little bit then about Noah Fifita in this game. I want Noah out by midway through the third quarter. I want a 63 Joseph says, I think we could have a 63-7 type game, but I doubt they'll allow that. That's what I want though. I want the offense to look sharp, and I want to see a lot of Cole Tannenbaum in this game. We want to see Cole Tannenbaum and let's get him some game reps, some little live action Shear.
Yeah, I need to openly root for Cole in the press box. I'm not ashamed. Cole's my guy. There's no big Cole Tannenbaum fan than me, but that's the dream, right? Right. You say, oh, Noah and T-Mac didn't put up great stats, and then you realize, well, they only played 3 quarters. You're healthy for NAU. You get some younger guys, get closer looks at them. I don't want to see Noah in there in the fourth quarter.
Yes. Now, I don't want to see Noah in there in the fourth quarter as well. Then you got Cole Tannenbaum. I will say this, though. I was talking with somebody behind the scenes. He said that the staff is – I'll just say it. He said the staff – Yeah, just say it. Nobody's listening. Who cares? He just said the staff is pretty confident in Cole Tannenbaum, but there is – and this is odd to say. I get it. But there is a very steep drop-off after Cole Tannenbaum. He said that there is Cole is the second, third, fourth, and fifth string backup, basically.
Yeah, during camp, I would say, it became very obvious it was Cole with about 7 practices left. Garcia and DeMonte were just not the guys. DeMonte did not have a good camp. Garcia has a really weird hitch in his throwing motion that personally bothers me, which is key. Noah and Cole and look, the depth chart said it, right? They don't even have a third quarterback listed on the depth chart. It is Noah and it is Cole, and that's that.
All right, now Joseph, the biggest fan of the Justin Flo fan club outside of Wilbur Wildcat on Twitter. But with Braden Dorman, it's this, and I'm gonna say this one more time. Sure, he's a great kid, but I think people need to stop looking at the 24/7 Missy Val. I don't. I'm sorry.
Wow,
That was
wow.
That was too bad. He said, listen, he has a good arm. Arm is not a problem. He's got good size. He is just very, very mechanical. It is point A to point B to point C. There is no ad-libbing whatsoever. And that's something that when you get to live hitting college football, that's just difficult to have, Skier.
There's just a lot that needs to go into it for Dorman to be successful. Like you said, he's very mechanical. It feels when he's on the field that he doesn't make reads. Like, I'm throwing to this guy. Okay, snap the ball. Cole is very relaxed. And Noah said it well. Like, Cole's a backup quarterback at the end of the day, but he has a swagger. And that's important in your backup quarterback, or any quarterback, where they need to be confident. There needs to be like a certain aura with your quarterback. All the great ones and good ones have it. And if not, and your team isn't able to feed off that, your offense is in trouble.
Yes. And again, Gringo Billy says Dorman throwing bubble screens. Lots of bubble screens. Again, and that's not meant to beat up on the kid. Also, in situations like this, that just because he might not be a good quarterback here doesn't mean that he can't be a good quarterback somewhere else. So people, do not tweet bad, or do not post bad stuff, because it only makes him look tough, and he has nothing to do in the background. So that's basically it. Now, Sheer, we're going to get to Les Fafita. Very, very Les Fafita. Also, hey, you want to hear a compliment that Les Fafita gave me?
You or me?
No, not you. Me.
Always.
He said I am the college version of Greg Biggins on this show.
Wow.
And he said because Greg in high school bought into him before anybody else did, and he said in college I bought into him before anybody else did. Send me some of that NIL, Noah.
Greg's not answering my DMs. I think we're fighting.
Okay, all right. Well, we will talk about. Let's talk about what he said, though. Now, let's talk about branded bills first. You might say to yourself, Mike, that hat drives me crazy, and it does drive some people crazy. I do not care. One thing that Sheer can definitely tell people is that I march to the beat of my own drummer, and I do not care what anybody else thinks. That will only make me buckle down more. But if you put branded bills in front of me, I might say, maybe they know something I don't. Here's the deal with branded bills. Check it out. Elevate your brand with branded bills, the perfect headwear and apparel. Whether you need snapbacks, truckers, fitted beanies, or tees, Branded Bills has you covered with performance and style. Head to brandedbills.com and use code PHNX for 20% off your first order. Branded Bills. That is a very, I might have to peruse Branded Bills to see if I could find another flat brim, Jason Shearer.
I know exactly what branded bills are. Kobe's right. There's one with the state flag. That's sick. I know exactly what that is.
Would you ever get a brand? Oh, you're going to get Shady. Well, we'll talk about Shady Rays later. But you're
yes, I am. Yeah. My brother-in-law has a branded bills.
Okay. Oh, does he? All right. Well, either way, if it's
a big deal.
If it's good enough for Sheer, it's certainly good enough for anybody else as well. So check it out. Branded Bills. Also, Game Time. Game Time, my friends. Here's the deal with Game Time. First of all, there's a PHNX Diamondbacks party. Go on to Game Time and possibly get some tickets there. Also, Sheer, you have the best story of Game Time. This is a very, very good story for Game Time.
Yep, Alamo Bowl, sitting there in the lobby, waiting to go to the game. Like, game started in a few hours, and this guy's like, I don't even have tickets. And we said, dude, the game starts in like 3 hours. Not worried about it. I got the Game Time app. Gonna get tickets on there and just roll up with my daughter and see the game.
All right, now, take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code PHNX for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code PHNX for $20 off. Download Game Time app. What time is it? Game time. Ooh. Oh, that's
good.
That's great. Michael Jordan.
Did Eduardo bark when you barked it just now?
What's that?
Is Eduardo there? Was he upset when you barked?
No. He got into a skirmish with a cat. We'll talk about that later on.
What?
Yeah, we'll talk about it either way. But Game Time, check it out. Also, if you want to go to a Pitts game and maybe watch a relative of Shane Dievenbach, perhaps go there as well. Check it out. Game Time. Okay, now, Les Fafita. We like Les Fafita a great deal. Les Fafita is probably, you don't know who this is, Sheer, but basically, if you ask old timers, I would just say traditionalists, who is the first mother of Arizona basketball? They're always going to say it's Oda Mae Elliott. Period. Oda Mae Elliott. You don't know who that is. That's Sean Elliott's mother. She was beloved here in Tucson. Les Fafita is going to be that here for Arizona. What I like about Les is this: Les is never going to outwardly trash somebody, but I did like his quotes about Jedd Fisch yesterday, though. Sheer, why don't you explain?
Yeah, he basically confirmed what we had said before, where if Jedd handled it the right way and told players beforehand, he probably would have got more guys to go to Washington. He did not handle it the right way, and he said some guys that there was a few. It's a good article. It's on 24/7, but like the Jonah Coleman quote where he said some guys needed money, and Jonah was open with that, which is why we've never really said anything negative about Jonah. It is what it is, but yeah, basically Jedd handled it wrong, and because of that, his plan failed.
And here's where I am giving my opinion on this. This is not, but I think I'm right. I believe that listen, I know that there's all the tampering and all that stuff. I get all that stuff. I still believe at the end of the day, though, that Jedd Fisch owed at least a back channel heads up here, because you got to remember with the Fafitas especially, they were very involved in recruiting a big part of this roster, especially the misses, as far as, keeping people happy, making sure everybody's on the same page. They put a lot of time, blood, sweat, and tears into building this roster. And a lot of that was at Jedd. I don't want to say at Jedd's request, but not at Jedd's request either. They owed it to him.
Dude, it's so easy to do, too. Like, the night you interviewed for Washington, you go back and you're thinking about the job. He knew he was taking it. You call the family, you go, look, a great offer, come. I'm probably going to take it. If I take it, I'm going to give you guys a heads up. Can't let it leak out. I want you to come with me. I'm just letting you know you're part of this decision. Next day, you announce you're going to Washington. Boom. No one's caught off guard. For him to, Noah found out from us, I'm pretty sure, like on Twitter. He did, because he keeps saying he's checking Twitter, and I had some players DMing me that day, like, what's going on? I had coaches DMing me saying what's going on. And it's like, I get the secrecy of taking another job, but it wasn't like a big secret that, like, we were waiting. I still remember we were waiting around in our houses or whatever, and Lance Leopold turned it down, and that came up, and I called you and I said, he's taking it. Done deal.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened. Exactly. So that's where, let's see here. No. Cade Harrop. We have no problem. Listen, I'm going to sit here and say Washington, if you look at it and take bias away, Washington's a better job than Arizona. It just is. You get more money, you got more stuff. I get it. Nobody cares about that. They care about how he left. And how he left was lying to everybody. But then even after he left, he was trying to, behind the scenes, he was trying to rewrite the narrative, saying, oh, I wasn't offered a contract, BS. And then he was saying that this whole thing that he tried having his agent put out there about promissory notes and stuff. Yeah, just a bunch of garbage. So that's the problem. Yeah. And so it's not that he left, it's that he tried to demean and undercut Arizona on the way out. That's why we do not like him.
Yeah, Mike and I have been doing this long enough to know that football coaches aren't here to stay, right? Yeah. They're just not. In the modern era, there's always going to be someone that pays more or has nicer facilities and all that. Jedd should have taken Washington. I get it. Would I have stayed one more year at Arizona and ran it back with how good that team was? Sure. Absolutely. But at the same time, if you're going to Washington, it's hard for me to complain. Just do it the right way.
Just do it the right way. That's it. Period. Point blank. That's where that's where it's at. Okay. Now, I work in contracts. What are promissory notes?
Promissory notes are the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, to say that you need 100% support of alumni is the most made up thing ever.
Yes. And then he said he only had 70%. And then I would talk with a couple people and they're like, I have no clue what he's even talking about there. So that's why we do not like him. Okay. Now let's get to the defensive side of the football and what we are looking for in this game. I am looking for something very, very up front. The two girthy big guys in the middle. I'm looking for Chuba and I'm looking for Isaiah Johnson first and foremost. We will work outward from there. Very excited to see what they can do, Sheer. What say you?
Yeah, forget that depth chart. Chuba and Isaiah Johnson are starting on the defensive line. I know Chuba was listed as second team, and people were wondering why.
He's not.
It's a fake depth chart for certain positions. Those guys are huge. I think people are going to be pleasantly surprised. Remember, even the last coaching staff loved Isaiah Johnson. He just got hurt. And so he's finally healthy, knock on wood. And he's huge. I don't think people realize how strong that guy is.
And you know what? I don't know that. I think I had a couple people go to his 24/7 profile or his recruiting profile where he's listed at like 275. He is much bigger than 275. Please do not send me that. He is much bigger than 275.
I think he's over 3 now.
He's got to be about. I would say he's probably about 315. He's not like Chuba, but he's probably. I would say he's about 315.
Chuba's lost like 40 pounds since the spring, by the way, and he's still like 320.
And he's still massive. That's the thing, you know. All right, now, so those two, again, that's the girth in the middle that we're looking for. Then on the edges, the person to keep an eye on in all of this. We've talked about Trey Smith. We've talked about Ty a ton. We already knew. Oh, wow. Okay, that's mean. Wow. We've talked about those two. What Lance Kennelly is the one that I'm going to keep telling you time and time again. Lance Kennelly is going to play a lot this season, and it wouldn't surprise me if he is I don't know, could he have a Hunter Echols type impact?
Yeah, I don't see why not. You know, he's I don't think he's as fast as Hunter in open space, but he's a true defensive end. I like him. He's not on the depth chart, which is just silly. There's like a real chance. Trey Smith has been banged up a little bit. I don't know if he'll start. I think he'll play tomorrow. I don't know if he'll start. Either way, his backup is Lance Kennelly. And and I don't think that's a secret. I wrote about it when practice reports are open and all that. Lance Kennelly's playing quite a bit tomorrow.
Lance Kennelly. And again, the guy, remember when I told you somebody about 3 weeks ago said this guy's easily our third best DN?
Yeah, but what does that guy know?
Yeah, that guy doesn't know anything. It's almost like he knew where Traden Stukes was going to start no matter what he told the media.
Come on.
Sheer getting out scooped.
I wonder if they play how much they play the dollar tomorrow too.
I am very curious. Well, I was going to be. We'll get to that in just a second. Lance Kennelly is the one. Other than that, when it comes to backups, I do think Nicholas Ibarra, my friend. But I do think with the other one as well is Sterling Lane. Those are the. I'd love to be wrong here. Would love to be wrong. I could do a lot of my bad movements here, but those are the two that if you're looking for depth on the edges, those are the two.
Yeah. I don't know who else it would probably be. I don't know who's listed, but those are the two guys. Sterling, this is his year, and I know he's got multiple years left, but it feels like with the camp that he had, and the fact that this coaching staff has given him an opportunity, this is his year.
Keep in mind, this was a guy rated mid 4-star by Jason Shears 24/7. This is true.
Yes, and by the way, another great dad.
Oh, dude, Sterling Lane Sr.?
Yeah, another great, realistic father that knows exactly what his kid is and how to handle stuff. Awesome dude.
Yeah, Andy Jackson. I would love to change this to My Bad Luke, because if it's my bad, that means it's something good for Arizona. We would very much like that. Yosue is, hey, sure, how do you think that's pronounced? Yossue. Josue. Okay. How was the kid from San Diego State? Look any good? No, kind of a disappointment.
Yeah. Disappointed in them. Not going to say he's a failure because you don't do that yet. You know, he's still young, but
I was hoping. I was hoping for a little bit more. Yes, Kevin says I've heard a few praises of Kennelly as well. Yosu. I don't know. Now I'm going to just mess it up. All right, now. At the we're going to go over the linebackers because like I said, we know what Jacob Manu is. I would love to see what Tay Brown can do. You want to say something? I can see it burst.
I'm laughing. I'm trying to think what your reaction would be if Rick Barron's comes true, where he said 100 yards from Montana tomorrow.
Oh. I will take 100 yards from Montana in the first month.
That's why I'm laughing. Watch Montana go nuts tomorrow, and we're like, what is going on?
Watch Montana. He's like drafted in the 4th round, and he's viewed as like the best possession receiver in the draft or something.
Like finally, it's all come together for Montana.
Wow, Mr. Tyler Warden, 100 on the season.
What would you take from him each game?
Montana? 35 yards.
Yeah, 35 to 50. I think I'm cool
But
with that.
But I need to be very clear on something here. We need to be very clear on Montana here. I don't want to see the thing Fish did last year, though, where it was like where he basically went into what game was it where he said basically we're going to throw it to Montana every single time,
I don't remember what game it was,
and he
but
got
it
like
was like
6
Shearer
catches
and
for
those
22.
those guys are killing Montana, so we're just going to feed him the ball the first 10 possessions.
And he literally ended the game with like 6 catches for like 28 yards
Yeah.
or something. I don't
Oh,
need that. I did not need that. Yes. So we will find that out. I think the other receivers have more talent, but I would like to be wrong. I don't think it was Collar. What game was that, Sheer?
I'm not sure, but I'm going to look it up because that's a good question by Kobe. How many yards he had last year too? He had 296 yards last year.
And that's with him playing basically like the entire season.
It was Colorado. It was.
How many catches?
5 catches for 67 yards.
He had 67 yards against Colorado?
Yeah, that was his high. It was the only game we'll know. NAU, he had 2 for 49. Those are the only 2 games the whole year he passed 40 yards.
Oh, all right. Well, either way. Montana, I would love to be wrong. And I will say this about Montana. He looks the part. When you look at him, he looks the part. He looks the part more so than about almost anybody on the roster outside of T-Mac.
Oh, yeah. He looks like an NFL receiver when you see him.
Hey, what high school Montana Lamonius, Craig?
Oh, no. What high school did he go to?
Always up to no good.
Inglewood?
No, we rolled neighborhood in the house. All right, now. So that's where I'm at. But with the DBs, let's get back to the DBs here for a second. With the defensive backs, I think you are going to see a lot. I think you're going to see times where there's going to be 6 defensive backs on the field. And I would not surprise me at all if you see that quite a bit throughout the season, starting tomorrow, Jason Shearer.
Let's see. Ticario, Gross Killebrew, Gunner, Dalton,
Trade-in, Genesis, and either Owen or you're going to split. Here's what I'll cut through the BS for you.
Wow.
So cool. So you've got the 3 corners. You got Trayton Stukes, you've got Marquise Groves Killebrew, and then you've got Ticario Davis. Those 3 not really coming off the field. And then you have 4 safeties. Dalton Johnson, who will never come off the field. I can guarantee you that. Dalton Johnson will never come off the field. But then you also have Gunnar Maldonado, obviously, my bad Gunnar, very, very good. And then Owen Goss, Genesis Smith. Those 3 guys, you're going to see a lot of them. Sheer, I like it.
Yeah, I Genesis Smith is the one I have a close eye on because how do you keep that dude on the field? Like, you have to put him, he's good. So I'm really curious to see how Akina and company kind of keep their best players on the field, which is why I think you'll see a lot of that dollar package. I don't know how much you'll see of it tomorrow because Dampier doesn't really throw deep.
Right. Dampier, by the way, did you know born in Tucson, Arizona?
I did. He's not bad. He's going to throw his first pick of his career tomorrow, though. Hot take.
All right, Blazinazen. Oh, I like that name, Blazinazen. Says, is Goss more like a box safety in usage? Yes. We're going to steal. Listen, there's a lot of things about Justin Spears that we've disagreed with over the years. His initial take on T-Mac. Disgusting. Virulent. Not good. But I love the Martell Irby comparison with Owen Goss. Plus, it crosses race as well.
Yeah, because a lot of times you get I always laugh when we start a comparison on the basketball board, and it's always like if you're white, you're white.
But it's a good comparison, though, by Spears.
No, it is. Goss is Irby. That's the role. If you want to know what Goss's role is, it's Irby. He'll line up in the box. So once in a while, he'll play free safety. He'll blitz a lot. He hits, man. Like, he hits hard. Right. He's gonna hurt someone this year.
Okay, he is going to hurt somebody now. Pacifico Light. Oh, giving me a rare compliment in this. Says, my favorite thing about Big 12 Media Days was Mike personally apologizing to Gunner. And sure, he was far too modest about it as well. He should have smacked me.
Dude, the best part is I'm not convinced that he knew what you were talking about.
Yeah, I don't know that he knew either. I
don't think he goes on social media. Right?
Yeah, I don't think so either. Well,
great dude though. Like, really nice guy. Like,
yeah, I was.
Sometimes when you talk crap about a player, and it's not like we're not killing players, we're sticking to football, but like you do it, and then like with Gunner, you're like, oh, he's really short. And then you meet Gunner, and you're like, God damn it, like I don't like.
Yeah, And he didn't do any of the Kylan Boswell stuff where he goes and likes like 9 of my remarks about how much he's like not playing well and then just totally disappears after that. So Gunnar Maldonado, a very, very graceful winner. A gracious winner. All right, LJ Wombology. Who's the one that's going to run people over, Ja'Cory or Risano or both?
Probably both, but I think Riscano is more, I'm going to put my head down and run you over. Ja'Cory is probably going to try to get around you first.
Now, you might say to yourself, when it comes to as far as ads go, you're thinking about something that's very big and strong and powerful, like Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. You know what else merits a mention? Rugged Road, Jason Scheer.
Yes.
Rugged Road. Now, listen, you might see Jason Scheer and you're like, man, dude, that guy's cool. That guy is strong. He's physical. And he probably has a really, really good cooler. And I'm sure you do have a good cooler, Scheer.
I do, actually, yes.
Okay, now, when it comes to that, check it out. Get ready for your summer adventures with Rugged Road Coolers. Head to ruggedroadoutdoors.com and use code PHNX for 10% off your order. Lightweight, durable, and always floating upright. Perfect on land or in water, so leave the old heavy cooler at home and get yourself a better cooler for the new season. Rugged Road, your ultimate outdoor companion. Again, check it out. None of that styrofoam, none of that. That's something Cade would use. So again, don't be like Cade, be like Scheer, have a Rugged Road. Also, Circle K. Guess who texted me this morning asking if the one on 6th Street is the best Circle K?
Who?
Tony Gimino, that loser.
Wow.
Right.
Tony lives 3 seconds away from the heaven corner.
Well, yeah, but he was at that one and he took a picture of that Circle K and he said, is this the best one? And I said, as far as the cheapest gas, no, the one on like Keno and I think like 36th Street has the cheapest gas.
Yeah. Those all those Circle Ks have cheaper gas. 6 is just the one. That's the one by campus, right?
Yeah, that's the one on campus.
That is the most convenient one, I think, in all of Tucson.
That's the Mecca.
Yeah, for me, it's like, oh, I got to get to the U of A, but I'm out of gas. Boom.
And that's the one, too, if you go in there, you're likely to see U of A players taking photo shoots, Scheer. How cool was that? What a flex by Circle K.
Dude, I can't imagine your reaction if you were walking in that Circle K and you saw Arizona's starting 5 taking pictures.
Hey, by the way, the guy in Scheer's board was talking about that picture, and he said, this is porn for Mike Luke.
He's right.
And it was amazing seeing all the U of A basketball players at my favorite Circle K all posing there. Excellent stuff. But join the Inner Circle for free. Probably. Do we think Carter Bryant has joined the Inner Circle?
If not, I'm actually going to text Deshaun right now.
Text Deshaun Bryant and ask him, say, you're part of the Inner Circle. Can you imagine if you just texted him that out of the clear blue?
He would answer, too. That's what's cool about him. He'd be like, oh, no, I'm not. Let me do that right now.
Yeah, we need to get him on the show again before the...
for sure.
Join Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details. Okay, Rick Barrett says, Mike, you need to visit the Circle K by the 49ers Country Club. My dad is a member at the 49ers Country Club, and I have been to that Circle K. Okay, now, enough about Arizona. Let's now talk about Colorado and what we saw yesterday. Scheer? That looked like the same exact team that we saw last year. I mean, they've got some really good talent. We'll break it down. But Scheer, that defense.
Yeah. Now, I will say, shout out to Livingston, their DC, for making an adjustment in the second half. And you know, they only allowed 6 points in the second half. But North Dakota State, maybe they have a different identity. I don't know. They've never been a passing team. And that dude was passing all over them. I mean, just all over them. And it's the same exact passes that they couldn't stop last year, which is the crossing routes and the little dink and dunks. And then they're meant to go for 4 yards, and instead they go for 25.
Yes. Now, they also got very lucky in this game as well, Colorado. They definitely got a little bit of home cooking. I did not come away from that game thinking that Colorado was, I mean, let's be honest. What were they last year? Scheer 4-8? They looked like about a 5-7 team.
They look, and I mean, if we want to credit them, which I don't like doing, their offense, their passing game, not their offense, their passing game is elite.
Yeah, it is.
The problem is they remind me of like those old Texas Tech teams that would put up like
the fun and gun or the
that would put up like 42 points a game and still lose.
Yes. That's going to be them.
That to me is kind of like not able to run the ball 42 points a game and you're losing 55 to 42.
Right.
That's the kind of team that I think they are.
And let's be honest here. The problem with them as well is that they can't run the ball. And I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball all season. We kept hearing about Dallin Hayden or whatever his name was, the Ohio State
kid. And
he
couldn't even win the starting job.
He couldn't even win the starting job. I thought that losing Dylan Edwards was going to be a bigger loss for them than people thought.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you could be right. And the thing about Colorado, too, that we were talking last night on the phone is, like, North Dakota State is good. Obviously, Arizona fans are familiar with them. But they're not the North Dakota State that I think people are used to. And, like, New Mexico, who almost beat Montana State. Montana State's better than North Dakota State this year.
Correct.
And New Mexico gave Montana State a better game. You know, it's – I don't want to say a better game because they lost, but you know where I'm going here. Like, it wasn't that big of a difference.
Yes. Now, and T-Burns 826, the great T-Burns 826 says that O-line still sucks and their defense is meh, 3-5 win team. That is the other thing. The O-line, he was getting hit a lot.
Yeah, he's going to get killed. He's going to get killed. They got to figure out a way to get him hit less. And I actually think he's very responsible for that. He hangs on to the ball too long. And you'll see when he gets in the NFL, that'll probably be the first thing they fix. He just holds on to the ball too long. But
like I said, because Shear messaged me, and generally when Shear messages in game, he's wrong about it. And he was wrong. He said Colorado's going to win by 100. And I said, no. Silly Shear. It was silly Shear. And here's the other thing. If you watch those two teams, yes, Colorado's got a lot more talent. But if they played 10 times, North Dakota State's definitely winning their fair share.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So, again, that's...
next week's the game, though, Mike. We all know
this.
Next week is the game.
We are all Husker fans. Next week. Hey, do you want to hear a joke real quick?
Yeah, always.
All right. Well, no, I'm going to hold on to that. That's called a tease for next. It's called a tease for next week. But either way, this team did not look much better. I will say this. This is the only compliment that I'm going to give them. That is an elite receiver unit. That receiver unit is fantastic. I will give them that. They're going to
win a lot of games. Not a lot, but they're going to win games. A lot of the games they win will be because they simply their offense is just scoring 49 points, and they're really good.
Well, were you surprised? You know what else that also surprised me is Dion said that he's got 6 to 8 NFL players on the defensive side of the football. Who are they?
Dude, Dion said that he has like 6 first-round picks.
I don't.
Hunter, BJ Green, Wester, Tyler Brown, the O-lineman, and someone else. The defensive side of the ball, I will say their safety is good, and he got hurt early. I don't know.
But you're not talking about Shiloh.
Shiloh sucks.
Why do people think Shiloh is good? Because he's
I don't know. The other safety's the one that got hurt. His name escapes me right now, but way better than Shiloh.
Yes,
people like the big hit.
Yeah, I mean, people like the big hit. I get it, but either way, that is a football team. I'll put it to you like this: I do not fear Colorado if I'm Arizona. How about that?
I think Arizona matches up well defensively with Colorado, maybe better than any other Big 12 team because of the safeties and such.
That was going to be my point, is that Arizona's got a ton of defensive backs that you can throw at him. And if you got a ton of defensive backs you could throw at them, and I think we'll be all right. Now, Dennis Walsh. That's
actually funny.
Very funny. Let's see here. Aaron Sepulveda. Luke, since you consistently bring up Colorado, will you agree their wide receiver unit is easily better than Arizona? Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know why that was so difficult. Sure. But yes.
I'm still taking T-Mac over Hunter. I don't care about the verbal gratification that Twitter was giving Travis Hunter last night.
I'll take T-Mac all day of the week. I have no problem saying that. I literally just said it's an elite receiver unit. I don't know what else you want from me, but there you go.
Typical Mike saying stuff twice.
Yep, saying stuff twice. Well, here's the thing, is that I'm wrong about so much that when I am right about something, why wouldn't you repeat it?
That is true. When you're right, you make sure every person in the world knows.
But I'm pretty good though at admitting to when I'm wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Now, we got a tease here we got to talk about the great Shane Diefenbach first. But first, and again, you're going to want to stick around for this. Jason Shear, where can they find you doing your work?
WildcatAuthority.com, Wildcat Scoop Podcast with Shelby, and on Twitter at Jason Shear.
Okay. Now, you can also become a PHNX diehard. All kinds of access to the Discord lounge. All kinds of stuff. Kobe Thielen there doing a great job, as is Andy Bryant, the great Andy Bryant as well. You can get merch. You can get, discounted tickets. All kinds of really good stuff. Check it out. Become a PHNX diehard today. All right. Now, our good pal Shane Diefenbach got a very well-deserved promotion. He is essentially, he's not the producer of this show. That is the prodigious Kevin Thomas. But he has taken over Jacob Franklin's position in the inner circle at PHNX. We like Shane Diefenbach. He does not like, even though
he's not like you.
He does not like me. Yeah, I know. Maybe it's like Jacob Franklin. It's kind of
we like Shane more than he likes us.
Yes. But Shane is awesome. Here's two things we got to talk about Shane. Shane is the best stealth reporter that we have ever seen. We were at a tournament.
Section 7.
Yeah, Section 7. I'm like, dude, this guy's not recording anything. And Shear's like, I haven't seen him once. Lo and behold, he had like 9 hours of footage. It was amazing. Too. But he also comes from an athletic family. He has a cousin playing at Pittsburgh who was, I think, one of the top 50 recruits in all of California.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah. He's legitimately good.
So, anyways, there's another one coming up. Also at Agora Hills, your old stomping ground. We need to do what we can to get Brady Diefenbach something. I don't know how it happens, but we have to get him to the University of Arizona. So Shane has to root for Arizona.
There's 105 scholarships, and gosh darn it, I'm going to actually text someone after this and see if they've heard of them.
Yeah. Text Biggins.
Oh, I'm going to do better than Biggins.
Ooh, I like it. Hey, Les Fafita?
You know who I'm going to text? Someone with Arizona.
Oh, very nice. We were going to make this happen. Shane Diefenbach will back the A.
If I could get him an offer, can we get Shane to find a way for an automatic commitment? Like end the if he gets an Arizona offer, can we end the recruitment?
You know what? That's something to Shane. You're muted, Shane. Shane tried to talk right there. I think that's yeah.
He's going to answer. That's a legit question. If I can get him the offer, can we get an immediate commitment?
That is that, and we're going to find that one out. If we can get Brady Diefenbach an offer, I would expect an immediate commitment. Oh, I see Shane again. Maybe he's trying to. Here we go.
Stop this. Stop it right now.
But if he got an offer, a full offer.
Full scholarship.
Full scholarship, Shane. Full scholarship.
I'm not entertaining this anymore.
All right. Well, we can entertain it then. That makes it even better.
Entertain it for you.
All right. Now, also, but everybody out there, we will be here on the post-game show. Also, we might have Brad Alice, Matt Muehlbach, our good pal Matt Muehlbach. What does that guy know? Might be joining in as well. Very, very many options. Okay. But on that note, though, for Mr. Jason Shear, we got to come up with a nickname for Shane. Shiny Shane Diefenbach. That sucks, but something like that. Yeah. Well, Shane's very tall.
Yeah, we'll do better. We'll
do something better than that. But on this note now, very, very much appreciate all of you guys. You're fantastic. We will be back with you tomorrow. Bear down, back the A, and talk to you tomorrow.
We all silly like the mayor.